Hi everyone, Happy New Year, welcome back. So today we're going to look at two papers that I have not tried before. So one is Arch's cold press watercolor paper. It's 300 GSM. %, pure cotton. And then the other one is Stonehenge Aqua Hot Press. And this one's also 300 GSM. I've actually never painted with watercolor on hot press paper. The difference is hot press is very smooth, and because of I think the heat applied to it. And then I haven't opened this one yet. I haven't used the Stonehenge one, but I did take the plastic off. Okay. So you can see. Can you see? Yes. You see the texture. Okay. And then the watercolors I'll be using are Daniel Smith. So I just got these. I've only used them once to swatch them, but I know they're good, so let's do it. I'm going to cut this paper in half. Okay. Oh, now they're the same size. Okay, so we'll have Arches on the left and Stonehenge on the right. The Stonehenge is in a block. It's glued on two sides, so I'm going to leave it like that because I actually have never worked on a block before. So I think that'd be really interesting to try out and see how that benefits me. I do, however, have, guys, look at this. So I got this pad. I got this pad of 15 sheets of Strathmore 400 series watercolor paper for $6.75 because it was in the as is section, because I guess someone either like messed it up, like you can see this tear here. The other ones were a lot worse. The ones that were with it, they had like marks in them and they were bent, but this one seemed fine to me. It is a block. It's glued on all four sides. I haven't tried it yet though. Okay, let's get to it. I don't know what I'm gonna paint. I've been going through a really big art block, and I feel like I've just recently gotten out of it. If you go on my Instagram, you see that I posted something in December, like December 15th or something like that, and then I didn't post anything until today, and it was the Steven Universe fan art that I painted. The Steven Universe fan art that I painted on Sunday. I used, when I was doing the Steven Universe fan art on Sunday, I used these, which are Peerless watercolors. My partner got them for me for Christmas. They just came in the mail not too long ago. They're great. It's an artist-owned business that you should look into. And then I used a little bit of the Daniel Smith, and I got a couple of new watercolors. I'm not going to swatch them on here because there's just too much pressure. So I got two of them are Winsor and Newton. One of them, I guess, is the Artist series, and then the other one is the Professional series. And then I got one from Grandbankss, the Academy series, and one from Sennelier, which is really cool. I know it's a really good brand, and I was excited to be able to get one of these. Slowly growing my collection, guys. Okay, let's get into it. I might cut some of what I just said and kind of just put it throughout. But I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm going to start with wetting the paper, making a big wet spot. It feels really strange, like almost wrong, to be working on this smooth paper with the watercolor. Sorry about the sirens. It almost feels like unnatural. Like it feels like when you're in like elementary or middle school and they're having you paint on like really cheap paper. But I know, like, people have recommended Stonehenge to me, so I know it's not, I mean, I know it's not cheap because I saw the price tag, but let me use a bigger brush. Can you tell I'm out of practice? So I'm going to put down some of the Daniel Smith New Gouache. Oh, so smooth and creamy. Whoa, it's moving. Okay. It's weird. I feel like on the Stonehenge paper, it feels. Oh, by the way, this is Hansa Yellow Light that I'm putting down now. I feel like on the hot press paper, the Stonehenge, that when you're putting it down, it shows all of the strokes, but then it kind of like levels out. See, I can see what I did. It also seems a lot lighter. The colors feel a lot lighter on the Stonehenge paper. Like not as saturated, maybe? Is that my fault? Let's see. Let's try adding more Gouache to the top. Okay. We're going to let this dry and then I'll be back in a minute. Okay. So I made some coffee. I waited a while. Cleaned out the litter box. They're not completely dry, but there aren't any more pools. Ooh, I moved it. Whoops. Okay. So let's see. I usually do the picking up paint part at the end, but let's try it now. Let's see, can I make this lighter? So it feels like I'm destroying the paper when I do this. Oh God, okay. I mean, it's picking up. It's also pushing the paint, which is really interesting. It's like I pushed it all to the edges. The paper doesn't look that disturbed. You can just feel like you can feel the resistance when you're doing that. Okay, let's try it out here. Okay, it feels like it's just like I'm picking it up, but it's sitting back down. Yeah, it's doing something much different. How interesting. So I guess then that means that on the Stonehenge paper, the paint is a bit more permanent. Yeah, okay. I don't know if that's a hot press paper thing or a Stonehenge paper thing. Alrighty, okay. Let's paint something on here. I haven't been drawing much, so I guess maybe a reference would be helpful. This is nice. Oh, let me show you guys. I'm gonna make it really loose because, like I said, I have not been drawing. I haven't been doing much lately. I'm picking up some quinacridone rose. This will be good because what I'll do is after I do the details and it dries, I'll go over the more shadowed side of her face with a color, and then see if it picks up the colors underneath. Which from our experiment of just picking the paint up in the spot, looks like on the Arches paper it'll probably pick up a little bit and move around, but on the Stonehenge paper it'll probably stay in place for the most part. I'm going to start the Meds 50 Heads challenge soon. What have you guys been working on? Oh, I've also, I have bought a Skillshare membership. I'm really excited to use it. I haven't used it yet because, you know, art block. But I am super excited to get started with it and see what I can learn this year. It's kind of fun painting the same thing twice to see how different they look, not just because of the paper, but just because of human error. I used to get so frustrated in middle school because no matter how hard I tried, I could never draw the same thing twice. Like the second version always looked worse. But I think it's because I kind of like exhausted my mental capacity for the thing. I really like this hot press paper. I don't think I would say I like it more than the more than cold press paper, but I wouldn't say that I like it less than the cold press paper. Okay, so we'll let that dry 100%, 100%, and then we'll see what else we can do. Okay, so it has been a long time. I finished a cup of coffee. I ate some cheese and crackers. And I got started on a draw this in your style. So because I'm impatient, we're gonna keep it moving. The Arches paper feels damp. The Stonehenge paper has a little bit of pooling, which it doesn't feel as damp overall, but there's a pool here and a tiny bit of wet here, so we're just gonna do that. Yep. We're doing it. Okay. Let me pull up that picture we were referencing. And what am I gonna do? I'm going to let's put some dark. It's not really dark, but it's blue. Let's put some, yeah, let's do that. See how it goes, see how much things lift. So it actually doesn't feel like it's lifting like I thought it would on this paper. I wonder if you need to go at it a few times before it does that. It could also be just like the properties of the paint itself. I haven't really used Daniel Smith paint before. So it could be that this kind of paint is more staining. So I didn't mention this before. Well, I mentioned it a little bit about the Stonehenge paper, but this paper is not cheap. I mean, if you have expendable income, I would definitely recommend it. But if you don't, then this could be something to look forward to one day, maybe. Yeah, I can definitely tell that the color appears less saturated on the Stonehenge paper. But at the same time, I feel like I get a more even wash of color on the hot press paper. Okay. All in all, honestly, I absolutely love both of these papers. Yeah, they're expensive. No, I can't always buy this stuff. But it feels really nice to work with quality materials. So I would say if you have the opportunity, go for it. Like for example, this Arches paper, there was a 60% off one item coupon at Michael's that splits the cost in half and makes it almost the same as, you know, a Strathmore paper or a Canson sketchbook. And you could, well, this one I got from Blick, and they have really great deals for students. So if you're a student, go for it. But yeah, what do you guys think? I think they both look really different, but in great ways. And I'll do a pan over once they're all dry, because right now, as you can see, they're wet. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around, and see you next time.